My dog Misha loves to take walks. I adopted her a few years ago, and after my internship in the city finally ended, I was able to take her and myself out of our cramped apartment and into a small hamlet in the upstate Maine. I ended up purchasing a small home on the outskirts of town, not needing to be close to the school or market. The privacy had made the cost of buying a bit steep, but working from home would be much easier without the constant hustle and distraction of urban life. Misha immediately took a liking to the yard and surrounding forest, spending hours running and playing in the greenery. I tried taking her into town to meet other dogs at the small dog park, but she grew anxious being away from the cottage. As the summer grew hotter, she began leaving for longer day trips under the shady canopy, returning at dusk and late hours at night. I began simply leaving the door ajar and finding her exhausted in the kitchen when I woke in the morning. As the days turned grayer and fall encroached on our paradise, Misha began to bring back gifts. The occasional dead squirrel or oddly shaped tree root was expected, but these items soon divulged into the obscure. Discarded, unreadable foreign magazines covered in dirt, toy soldiers and cars, seemingly exhumed from the forest floor. A rusted spyglass, which, when I brought to a local historian, was estimated to have been dated to the Revolutionary War. My curiosity grew, and I decided to go her on one of my days off. When she embarked after breakfast like she always did, she seemed more solemn than usual, yet still happy to accompany me through her daily routine. The path she took behind my house seemed overgrown and unblazed, despite her constant daily trips down it. Vines and roots grabbed at my ankles as I walked. We passed a variety of trees changing color in the autumn time, a family of deer, and a gorgeous brook that decided to flow out of nowhere. As we reached the heart of the woods, Misha suddenly darted over a hillside. I shouted after her as she disappeared over the steep cliff, but she didn't look back. I ran forward, slipping and tumbling over the edge. I awoke minutes later, covered in dead leaves and dirt. My body ached and my wrist felt sprained. I adjusted my glasses, thankfully unbroken, and gazed at the dip Misha had led us to. The glen was covered in a deep, lush moss that seemed to stretch up to my knees as I stood up. Before me, a house lay in the center of the grove. The home was covered in layer of vines, yet the brick gleamed strong and bright underneath. I heard barking from inside. I walked slowly towards the place, trying not to move my legs at any strange angles. Moving became harder and harder, and I felt the moss growing in height. A hand brushed my leg. I looked down, and a gleaming white skull peered back up at me. I let out a yell and tried to jump away, but the moss and vines grew tighter, restricting my movement. I looked around frantically. Other body parts stuck out across the tops of the greenery. A single leg a few yards to the left. A torso turned upside down around 20 feet ahead. The vines around my left leg grew tighter, stinging and cutting. The door of the cabin opened, and my dog walked out. Misha gazed at me from across the grove, with an almost bored look. I blacked out from the pain. I awoke again, back at my bed. My leg was stinging and blackened. My back ached, almost like Misha had dragged me back from our trip. I heard my kitchen door creak open, and my dog, my normal, happy dog, approached me. She licked my hand and nuzzled against me, jumping on the bed. I was unsure of what to do, so I started instinctively petting her. She hopped off the bed and looked at me from in the kitchen as if to say, "Why don't we take another walk?" Weeks later, and I still have Misha. The number of gifts have increased steadily, her finding rare and valuable ores and treasures from lost eras. She brought back a familiar set of keys just the other day, a pair I had lost at the grove. I'm considering returning.